Hey, everybody, Scott Spreitzer here with Robert Ferringo. We are DocSports.com, and we're talking some more NFL Week 1 action. Big Easy is where we're headed next as we talk about the New Orleans Saints hosting those Tom Brady-led Buccaneers. We'll get to that in a moment. Hey, if you've yet to become a member over at DocSports.com, just want to give it a trial run. It's a real cool way to do it. You click on that link below the video, and you get set up for a free $60 account. You can use those free $60 on any of our daily packages over at DocSports.com. All right, here we go, Robert, man. The big game everybody's going to be waiting for all summer long and into September until it kicks off, of course, is the Tom Brady-led Buccaneers going into New Orleans to take on the Saints. Total's 49.5. New Orleans about a 4-point favorite, despite the fact that Tampa Bay is an underdog. They are getting about 60% of the spread tickets. I'll just say this about Brady. Listen, he's going to make less mistakes than Jameis Winston. There's almost no doubt about that. And he does have a much better receiving crew than he had a year ago in New England.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of scary, right, with Tom Brady's accuracy and his decision-making with the plethora of weapons that he's going to have at his disposal. I'm not 100% sold that he is a good fit in the Bruce Arians offense, just because in New England he was more of a three-step drop, get rid of the ball, short passing in the middle of the field guy. I'm not questioning his arm strength. What I'm questioning is his ability to move around in the pocket, buy a little time for those deeper routes that Bruce Arians likes to run. He's more of a mad bomber kind of guy, and they like to get the ball down the field. So I do think that there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out process there. But yeah, I mean, this is the best game on the Week 1 schedule. A lot of appetizers in the 1 o'clock games, a lot of stories, but this is the real heavyweight battle, and it's going to be a great one to watch, whether you decide to jump in on a side or not.
Yeah, right now, I mean, we're early in early June, but I am looking towards the total, and I'll talk about that in just a second. You know, looking at last year's Tampa Bay defense, they were a little bit better than middle of the pack when it comes to their DVOA metrics, above average in passing yards allowed per attempt. Not bad at all against the run, one of the best. But the problems that they had when they did arise was usually due to weak turnover differential and time of possession per game. And, you know, Jameis Winston was there as the quarterback. He threw 30 interceptions. That goes a long way in weak turnover differential and weak time of possession. So my thought is that at least Tom Brady, you know, whether he fits into this offense over the course of the season and can get them 9 wins or 10 wins or whatever they're being projected to win by most, the bottom line is that he's not going to throw anywhere close to the amount of interceptions that Jameis Winston did. I mean, even last year with his weakest players or skill position players to throw to since he was with New England, he still only threw 8 interceptions with an offense that really couldn't do anything. So I do expect bigger things for Brady this year. I do expect better things for Tampa Bay because of his decision-making this year. Having said that, Robert, I'll leave off at this. You know, New Orleans was top 10 or 11 in DVOA on defense. They've got some quick athletes on defense. I think this first game is going to stay under the total. And again, things could change as we see how Brady fits in this offense once camp arrives, once we get a couple of preseason games under our belt. But for now, I just think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring than 49.5 points as we see on that total.
That's interesting because that's kind of the only area in this game where we really disagree is I'm kind of looking at the over, and it's less a matchup thing and more just a number thing. There's a few other games, like for instance, a game that we will also talk about, the Dallas-Los Angeles game. That has a total in the 50s. With Tom Brady and those weapons on Tampa Bay, and Drew Brees and those weapons in New Orleans. Again, Alvin Kamara is going to be healthy for the whole season. They just got Emmanuel Sanders, so Michael Thomas has a legitimate number 2 playing alongside him. With all of those weapons, why is this total not higher? That's a little bit off to me, especially knowing that the public is going to want to bet that over. So I still think that there's a little bit of value there, and I do think that it's going to get that up. I will be stunned if this total isn't around 52, 52.5 by game time. But as long as it's under that 50, I'm still playing over. No side play for me. I want to see both of these teams, and especially here in June, one of the things we've talked about, New Orleans is one of those teams that has one of the best home field advantages in the NFL. But where we are right now, we don't know if there's going to be fans in the stands for this game. If there is, this is a completely different environment for Tampa Bay to have to come in and try and perform it. Versus if there's no fans there and New Orleans loses one of their major advantages.
And I'll tell you what, just to wrap it up with this, it is June 2nd, and that gives Robert and I the right to jump in on a side by September as we see what Tampa Bay is able to do a little bit in preseason in camp. But he's Robert Ferringo, and I'm Scott Spreitzer. And don't forget, if you've yet to become a member at DocSports.com, you can get a free $60 account to give it a trial run. All you got to do to get started, click on that link below this video. He's Robert, I'm Scott. We are DocSports.com. Check out all the NFL Week 1 videos.